The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. Powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.
Hey, my sister is engaged to wed.
She is.
One of our friends, Paul. Odd choice because Paul's probably uglier than her, you'd say?
He's doing very well for himself. Wonderfully attractive heart, though.
Yeah.
Very beautiful personality.
He wears stripy shirts, jumpers, and has glasses. So, yeah, a lot of people will call him Where's Wally when we're out and about. But that's Paul. But
it's a little bit unfair because he's not as lanky as Wally.
No, exactly. He's more short. And I definitely wouldn't describe him as stocky. I'd say...
Maybe if you left your Where's Wally book in the shower or in the bathroom and some water splashed on it and the page warped a bit.
Yeah.
Right,
so he's probably more a podgy Wally.
Can I just quickly swing back to going, I think he's a great guy. Because,
hey,
but you've known him since just after kinder.
Yeah.
And he's going to be part of your family. So you can probably throw slightly sharper ninja stars at him. And I hope he knows I'm just giving a casual nerfing. So can't leave any permanent damage.
But thrilled to have him on board.
And there's the antidote. Can I just say, know for a fact that he runs down old people in cars. But anyway, welcome to the family.
Thrilled to have him on board because very rarely do you get an opportunity where you have one of your best mates suddenly your brother-in-law.
Fantastic.
And things like I always play golf with Paul.
Yep.
And I'll ring him and say, well, let's go play golf. And my sister then the next day, I'll be chatting to her and she'll go, hey, thanks so much for taking Paul out to play golf. Thinking that she's doing the regular boyfriend maneuver. And to be honest, I haven't never really liked any of her previous boyfriends.
We can say that now.
Yeah.
Even if they looked exactly like Wally. Height and everything. And a walking stick.
It's as if I'm doing her a favour when I go play golf with one of my best mates.
You're in a dream position.
Yeah,
it's a dream come true.
So I said to her, how's it all coming along? She goes, yeah, really excited. We think we've booked this place for that, and etc. And I went, oh, that's great. I said, what about the relationship? Oh, yeah, still deeply in love. It's great. It's one part of the relationship we're just not counting. We've agreed not to count. I said, oh, this is interesting.
It's not Friday nights, is it? Okay, it's 59, 3, 2, 1, go! We've got 6 hours. Do whatever you want.
I said, what's that? And she said, oh, we've registered that road trips and in the car is not our strong point.
Yep.
He hates me driving. I don't think he's very concise with his navigation skills. When we swap it over, the feedback goes again both ways. No one's really pulling the weight. And we tend to fight a fair bit. So we've decided that let's not base a relationship on a car trip.
Good to know your trouble spots.
Ali said to me, because when people, particularly when they're going through the engaged phase, like you read into a lot of things, she said, I came off one road trip going, what does this mean?
Can I marry this guy? He's a terrible driver.
But the answer is,
just get someone else to drive the wedding car.
Exactly. I'm just going to take it out. It doesn't count. 13 10 60 today. Give us a call. The areas in your relationship that you're just not counting.
Oh, I've got one.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I got a biggie. Well, I mean, when Zoe's hungry.
Yes.
We can't count that.
No.
Because that's a different... at the start of... I can't remember what film company it is, but that lion roars in the circle.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a little bit like Zoe if she needs.
I think you've referred to her as...
a beautiful animal.
Yeah.
It is male. Now that I think about it, it's got a big old mane.
No, but grumpy, hungry, grungry.
Oh, it's more than grungry, though. It's grurious. Grumpy, hungry, furious. But that's all. We just know nothing said in that stage needs to be counted, and it's not really Zoe talking. Get a couple of spoonfuls of porridge in her. Oh, back to being the best person in the world.
Shayla on 13 10 60. Talk us through the part of your relationship that doesn't count.
Well, it's camping. My fiance and I went camping not too long ago, and we realised that we cannot stand each other. He turns into like ultimate bloke when we're away, and he's so manly, and I'm just like, can't stand this.
So what type of manliness? Because manliness can be nice in kind of a Canadian lumberjack type way.
Only Canadian though. Irish lumberjacks.
What is it specifically that's getting on you?
So he does too much macho stuff.
Yeah, it was just like, he was chopping wood, and it was like, that's a bit weird. That's not you, and just a bit more swearing than usual. And
is it because is he overcompensating, Shayla? Does he not do manly stuff normally?
I'm not gonna admit that, but
you have. You just
I just have.
Definitely the guy.
I've thrown him under the bus.
He's a very good driver on Grand Theft Auto, but then in the real world, he does less tough stuff. All right,
thanks, Shayla.
We'll take it out of the equation.
What part of your relationship's not counting?
when my boyfriend wakes up in the morning.
So how long does he have before he's on the record?
Like 20 minutes to half an hour.
See, I back this because I'm not great as soon as I wake up. I call it tell my wife so that I'm booting up.
Yeah.
Because I was like, come on, get up, get moving. I'm booting up. I'm like an old computer. So I often say that while I'm booting up, nothing's allowed to be asked of me.
Keep clicking the buttons.
It's not even booting up. It's like he wakes up at a level 10 of rage. Like, where's my work shoes? Where's my socks? I'm not taking that for lunch. Rah, rah, rah.
There's a lot of energy. Yeah, he wakes up and he's on turbo. He's cooling down. He needs to cool down.
Yeah.
Right. So he's allowed to have this 20-minute to half an hour period where he's just angry,
ranting.
Yep.
What do you think it's a food thing, Linda? Is it a low blood sugar thing? Does he just need to have a little bit of cereal and he's okay?
No, I don't know if it's cereal. I don't know what it is. It's like it's more like he's angry at the alarm, but he's taking it out on me. Like I'm not waking up this early.
Does he like his job, Linda?
Yeah, he does.
How do I put this? Some mornings that might be after a particularly pleasant night, is he less angry?
Yes.
And we'll leave it there until we reconvene with Hamish and Andy up late, starting 11 p.m. tonight in all major capital cities.
Kerry, wrap this up for us. What part of your relationship doesn't count?
Whenever I sleep talk.
Oh, so you're not? You can say anything when you're sleep talking, and he's not allowed to get you for it.
Yeah, we've kind of come to a mutual agreement that I tend to talk about the men at my job a fair bit. The other night he came home from work and went in for a hug, and I kind of held him back and I thought, what are you doing? And he said, I'm just going in to give you a hug. And I started talking about one of the guys at work, and, I thought it was him going in for a hug.
Oh, right. So you were asleep in visiting your current partner as a work colleague, but you did hold him back.
I did.
Would have been worse if you jumped him.
Yeah, that's really Kerry. That should be the only thing that's being admissible in your relationship. Just when I'm asleep, I'm extra faithful.
Thanks, Kerry.
Anything I say in my sleep is not counted. Thank God.
Have you done something that got you in trouble? Have you said something that got you in a bit of hot water?
No, not really. I haven't had any of those sexual dreams, thank God. I did tell him of one, though. I was quite honest.
I did not say sexual. But no, that's very good. Good on you, Kerry. Keep the faith.
You'll get one soon. Hang in there.
Hamish and Andy.
Ando, one of our favourite shows on TV is Homeland. Now, you have not got into Homeland too much. We have to
never seen a single episode.
Going to have to throw some things out here that will probably preclude you from seeing any episodes. But 2 seasons have happened now, and everyone's off and racing.
Yeah, right.
Season 3 annoyingly isn't coming out in the States till September 29th. Because I had the thing today where I went, gee, Homeland will be back soon.
Yep.
29th of September. It's miles off.
Yeah.
Confidently, I think we can confidently say we're the only show talking about Homeland today.
Yeah. And they probably bring it out at the same time as footy finals.
I think they do too.
Yeah.
Yes, they ride off the back of that. If I know the Showtime network, and I think I do.
The NRL Grand Final really does cut deep throughout the United States of America.
Here's the thing, Ando, and this is, if you haven't seen the end of Season 2, I apologise, but at the end of Season 2, Sergeant Brody...
Hang on, for people who are watching it... Just turn off now, but come back.
Well, no, people are watching it. It's so addictive. If you were watching it, you haven't got around to watching Season 2 finale, which was on last year, you're not really watching it.
Okay.
Sergeant Brody, it looks like he's committed a horrible terrorist crime. He hasn't.
Who's that? Is Michael Keaton playing him or David Duchovny?
You're thinking of the 90s.
Okay.
But it's that English guy that's an American guy, but not the guy that plays House.
Oh, okay. Not Hugh Laurie.
He's a new guy, but he's very good.
Good stuff.
So Sergeant Brody, I only want to know him as Sergeant Brody because he's American in the show. He is essentially going on the run. Now, Carrie, who we all know works for the CIA.
Well, we don't. Some of us don't. So, Carrie.
When you watch the show, you know. She's a CIA operative, right? She's got feelings for him, but he has to go on the run now.
Claire Danes, is that?
Yeah. He disappears up into Canada. This is the last scene of the thing. Everyone thinks he's done this horrible thing. He's going on the run. His face is everywhere. Yeah. They've got a video of him. Just know his face is everywhere, all right? They're going, this guy's a bad guy. Yeah. All I can think about, I'm thinking about the show a lot. Yeah. It's a long way away, but I want a little fix. I want a little bit of excitement. How is he going to evade capture, Andy? How is he going to be a fugitive in Canada? I know you can go at the top of Canada. There's a lot of islands and things like that, but I mean, his face is everywhere.
Yeah.
How is he going to be a fugitive?
You're asking me?
Yeah, my challenge for you
Okay.
is I'm giving you one song
Yeah.
to come up with a plan
Yeah. He would only
to
had one
lay
song.
to lay low. Well, he's had a whole season break, so his is going to be good. Can you beat him
Yeah, okay.
in one song in a segment called? Oh, Jack. That's in a segment, Andy.
Yeah,
You've
cool.
got one song to think of your tactics to evade capture by me, because I'll be trying to find you. Segment called
Andy Lee is the/a fugitive.
I didn't kill my wife.
I don't care.
I didn't kill my wife.
I don't. No, yeah, I
I
don't.
didn't kill my wife.
I know, mate. It's weird that you get to be Harrison Ford anyway, because I'm the guy that's got his eyes. So Andy Lee is the/a fugitive. Fugitive. Noun, a person that has broken the law and is now trying to evade capture. Fugitive.
one song.
But assuming that I can't just... there's no evidence of me just to put my hand up and go, hang on, guys, it's not me. So,
No one will believe you.
my first instinct was to go and hang out with Andy Dufresne and Morgan Freeman on their boat.
Wow.
That seemed to...
That's Mexico.
That's Mexico. But
That,
obviously...
I feel like we have to explain that. That's a reference from the Shawshank Redemption, which again is another 90s film.
Yeah,
You
but
seem
everyone
to be
knows the-
stuck in... And I know I
Everyone
used The
knows the-
Fugitive, the film, in the opener, which was also a 90s film.
But everyone knows the Shawshank Redemption much more than they know Homeland.
Incorrect.
Anyway,
Who do you
don't
think
worry
you're
about it.
talking to?
I think I'm talking to you, and you like Homeland. Okay, assuming
You
first
can't
thing
go
I do,
and find a famous...
first thing I do is
First of all, that's a film. It's make-believe. It's down in Mexico. You wouldn't even...
That's why I've changed my.
Do you
instinct.
remember the name of
was
the... Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, the first thing I do would be grow not just a beard,
Yep.
but beard art. One of those like a
That's
real
attention-seeking.
real Ray Thistlethwaite type.
But you cannot, your strategy cannot be to seek attention. You must shun
that's
attention.
Exactly what they expect. They expect
We're the
me to go,
CIA, mate. We're going to, if
Yeah,
that's your
exactly.
plan.
Well,
Who have we found before? Bin Laden had a beard.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hussein had a beard.
Imagine Hussein had some strange like Z.
We still would have
like
got him.
a
We still
funny
would have got
little
him. We would have
French
got him.
moustache.
Ned Kelly had a
Anyway.
beard.
Okay.
We would get him. We
So
get
I've done
beards.
that.
In
Then
fact,
I've got a-
beards are probably the, like, I can't think of anyone we got that didn't have a beard.
Then I obviously I can't use any of my accounts or anything. So
We'll trace that.
You'll trace that. So I've got to play to my strengths.
Yep.
Very good when I worked at
Prowler.
McDonald's.
Right.
Go straight back to McDonald's, apply for a job because I need some money.
Can we have your social security number?
You cannot.
I'm calling the CIA. You look a lot like the guy from the TV.
No, I'm not. He didn't have this beard or moustache.
Well done.
With a funny-
We'll pay you cash.
And then I raise enough money because I can't just stay at Macca's to lease a pawn shop, and then I just
here
get,
we go. And the truth comes out.
No, not
PAWN.
PAWN, whereby I get a lot of goods and it's always just cash.
Cash.
Live my life up as a beard-arted porn
Sort
distributing.
of porn wars meets, I don't know, hipster wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I
you
hope
got
season
me?
3 is not that. Little non-preview of season 3 of Homeland, I hope, for the listeners.
Hamish and Andy.
And last night, Zoe and I went out for dinner and we're walking just nearby, very local, same suburb I live in, walking back to the car and turned to our right because it's something that sounded almost like a horse was to our right. We turn around and there is a horse right next to us. Not just a horse, but a horse wearing medieval armour too, like leather armour. We look up on top of the horse. There's a guy having what can only be described as the time of his life. Okay, he's got leather pants on, a Jim Beam singlet. He's got the Australian flag. He's wearing the Australian flag as a cape. He's got a cowboy hat on. He rides past us. I'm just staring, going, he's a guy on a horse. He walks past us, clip-clops past us. Very beautiful horse.
For filming or anything like that?
This is just off his own bat. He walks past off. I think we're in shock. The place where we ate at was like a cafe, so sort of a bit of an outside area with a fence. He spins the horse 90 degrees, almost like it's an equestrian, very responsive horse. And he just yells at the top of his voice, "How the bloody hell is everyone tonight?" And everyone sort of nods, few waves and stuff. He spins it back 90 degrees, keep going on his way, just yells "Yeehaw," puts his hand up in the air and walks off, trots off along the pavement, not even on the road. And I'm just sitting there going, this stinks of a guy going, one day I'm just going to bloody get on that horse and I'm going to ride down, I'm going to wander around the streets, and I'm just going to have the time of my life. So I'm going, this is a man that has been planning to do this for ages.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing a really well-crafted nudie run.
Yeah.
This is the culmination of
Just
a
grab
lot of
what's
planning.
nearby, Jim Beam sandwich.
And he's beaming. Yeah, and it looked very sort of chucked together because I feel like just as he was heading out to the stable, I live in quite an urban area. I don't even know who has a horse in our area, but he's got one, and there was no floats nearby.
Yeah.
Seemed like it was a pretty urban horse. Maybe it was an ex-police horse. I don't know, but it seemed pretty fit. As he's gone into the stable, he definitely felt like he chucked the Australian flag on as an afterthought.
Yeah.
Anyway, he clip-clops off, and our car was right there, and I got in the car and I said to Zoe, hang on a sec, I got to follow this guy.
Yeah.
We have to follow horse guy, because this is like a lunar eclipse. This is one.
Exactly. Where does he go?
Well,
Where
not
does he hang
even
out?
way better than a lunar eclipse.
Maybe he's a superhero.
I don't know. Well, he wasn't. He's just moving at a regular pace, and he was on his phone texting as well whilst yelling at everyone. So, but could have been taking orders to save people. So we sort of go up the side street, get the car, come back out. He seems to have vanished a bit. Drive down a little bit further, find him. I sort of parked up, got out. Then I noticed he's got bike lights on the horse, like a red one on the back,
Yeah, right.
and a white one on the front, because it was dark now.
Yeah.
It was sort of 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And I just got out and I said, hey, man, I went, how often do you get up on the horse? He goes, whenever I bloody feel like it,
fair
mate.
enough.
And there's not a lot of comebacks to that
No.
because he's just having fun.
Yeah.
And then all I could think of to say is it legal? Yeah. And he just went, yeah, you bet. So I got the lights on, no helmet, got lights like a bike, and then he just rides off.
Did you ask him why?
He sort of answered just when he feels like it. He gets on the horse.
That
and he
was
goes,
when. That was when.
But it also answered why,
Why?
because he was just walking around the neighbourhood on his horse. People are cheering, yelling at him, waving. But it also sort of struck me that some people weren't reacting like they were seeing a man on a horse just clip-clopping around the neighbourhood.
Yeah.
So I sort of got home and I was chatting to John, who used to live in the same house. John, I said, mate, we just saw a guy on a horse walking around the neighbourhood. Johnny goes, horseman? Oh, yeah. He goes, horseman, he's been around forever. I said, I can't have missed this. 8 years we've lived in the same street, and horseman is a feature. Apparently he's out all the time.
No, he's not.
Well, how did you miss that? He's a guy on a horse. He's a guy from medieval times, minus the Jim Beam t-shirt and the lights on the horse. So sort of futuristic medieval times. Yeah. And we've missed him. And the funny thing is, he was getting a lot of attractive ladies' attentions.
No, he wasn't.
He was.
You're not
patting the horse.
You're trying to suggest to me, for some
we'll
reason,
just see
whether I get on a
what
horse.
you get for your birthday.
This is Hamish and Andy.
Still an hour to go. Hamish and Andy driving you home, joined in the studio by Ed Sheeran. Thank you very much for joining us, mate.
Cool, thanks for having me.
And I am going to wager a bet that you're surprised that Andy's off-air talking voice doesn't match the old still an hour to go on a
Yeah, I came out
shouting
pretty
voice.
exuberantly, didn't I?
I think it's always good to sound animated on radio. I was told that I could never be a radio host because I send people to sleep with my monotone voice.
We were told that we couldn't be radio hosts because we both had lisps, but we got them on that count.
We showed them, didn't we?
Maybe you can get
Who's
them on the
looking
old
silly
monotone
now?
thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I swear there are lots of radio hosts with lisps, right?
Jamie Oliver's show. Jamie Oliver's top 40 countdown springs to mind.
Ed, wrapped to have you in the country. Obviously, you're doing shows in Melbourne tonight, and you've been doing shows around the country. The new album, well, it's not that new anymore,
No, it's
but the
been out
deluxe
for-
edition. What makes it deluxe plus?
Do you know what? I haven't repackaged the album anywhere around the world, and the Australian label came to me and said, we want to stick on a live DVD and repackage the album for Christmas.
And extra tracks.
And
Well,
Andy and I have put some extra tracks of ours on.
but yeah, no, the deluxe was I don't know.
Ed, we
something
knew
to put out at Christmas, I guess.
We knew you did it for Christmas, and that's why if you turn around, we've got Christmas decorations on the wall. Now, to the untrained eye, that would look like a
Lazy.
sloppy radio studio that didn't take down its Christmas decorations. But you and I and Andy and Jack
You
know.
kept them just for me.
That's a nod to the Christmas deluxe edition of the album.
Good shit.
Pumped to have Ed here, everybody, because, look, long-term listeners of the show, Ham, would realise that on occasion we've had an artist take on the playlist.
One of the biggest honours that we can bestow upon anyone who is willing to do it,
yeah, who agrees,
is to take on the playlist, and that involves you playing the start of every song we're about to play this hour acoustically.
Yeah, I was a little freaked out when I arrived because I didn't read my emails. My manager's been emailing me for 2 weeks saying like this is happening, and I just forget to read my emails, and then I turned up and they were like, "Cool, well, you're covering 3 covered songs," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
We're going to look into those.
We've nipped down to the reject shop and grabbed a guitar. Yeah. He's all ready to go.
It's time to get into the first one.
Ed Sheeran versus every artist on our playlist.
Ed, you've got your guitar here.
Yeah.
Can you strum that just to prove that to everybody? There you go.
Anyway, we started out as stage magicians. And as you'll see, it's a real guitar, ladies and gentlemen. No tricks here, no tricks in the studio.
The first song you chose, Impossible, by James Arthur.
Yeah.
He just won X Factor in Britain, is it?
He did, yeah, he did. He's a really nice guy, actually. But I chose that. I kind of looked down the list, and there were only about 4 songs that weren't like David Guetta dance anthems.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite hard to do.
And we got as many as 4, do we?
But I thought, like, I like those tunes in certain situations, but I don't know if you can necessarily do acoustic cover of Sexy Bitch.
Well, yes. The exciting thing for people who are not aware of this, Ed is about to play the first, basically, verse and chorus of this song, and at that point, Cackling Jack over there will fade in the actual Impossible by James Arthur. See whether you can pick the moment where it goes from Ed to James.
This is like organic DJing.
That's right.
It really is. How are you feeling, Jack? I mean, this is a big thing for you.
Well, I mean, we've done it with Guy Sebastian and Craig David.
Okay, the question wasn't name
You got
drop.
Craig David to do it.
Craig David.
You got Craig David to do it.
Craig David did it.
How'd it go?
Sick. Yeah. I love Craig David for the very fact that he name drops himself. He's sick.
I think this is actually the most we've ever name dropped Craig David on the show.
Well, it's a very exciting afternoon delight. Ed Sheeran takes on Impossible.
All right. 1, 2, 3. I remember years ago, someone told me I should take caution when it comes to love. I did. And you were strong and I was not. My illusion, my mistake. I was careless, I forgot I did. And now, when there is gone, there is nothing to say. You have gone on so effortlessly. You have won, you can go ahead, tell them all I know now. Shout it from the rooftops, write it on the skyline. All we have is gone now. Tell them I was happy and my heart is broken. All my stars are open. Tell them what I hoped would be impossible. Impossible. Falling out of love is hard.
Great start.
Thank you.
Taking on Impossible. I want to ask about Nando's in Britain.
Better.
Well, hang on.
Let's just cool our jets,
Let's just hear
Ed.
the question, Ed.
It's not just Ed Sheeran versus the playlist, it's Ed Sheeran versus Hamish and Andy over Nando's.
Hamish and I last year took a gap year. We spent 6 months doing a TV show in London and we encountered Nando's.
We had a lot of your chickens.
Yeah, we had a fair few of your chickens.
Now, this depends which Nando's you go to.
Bethnal Green.
Because Bethnal, mate, come on, man.
Well, come on, it's meant to be a franchise. Where's your consistency?
Like, you can't find a good one in East London. It's all about South East London.
You know they don't grow the chickens out the back. I mean, I assume they're all coming from essential plants.
If you find a rough area in London, chances are the Nando's
it has worse
awesome.
Nando's.
No, awesome.
Better Nando's.
Better Nando's.
Right.
Well, what's
so were we eating snobby Nando's?
No, Bethnal Green is just on the edge of a really, really bad area.
Yeah.
Bethnal Green's kind of...
So is it actually more in Hackney, actually, we're in?
Yeah.
Half of Hackney's like real hipster.
Yeah,
and
we
half
weren't
of
in that
Hackney's
bit.
like
No, we're in the
bullshit.
Nando's
tough
because we
bit.
could only
Yeah,
afford
we're really
that
tough.
leaf. Yeah.
That Nando should have been good then.
Well, that's what we thought. What were your big issues, Ando?
Well, I thought...
Soggy chips and...
Oh, yeah, soggy chips. I thought the chips were not nearly as crisp. Would you say we got you for chips here?
You have us for every... Like, the chickens are bigger here, but the sauce here, man.
Not good.
Your sauce is not on point.
Is it because you're closer to Portugal in England?
It's actually South African Nando's.
Is it
yeah.
really?
Is it really?
South African
learned this.
Portuguese chicken.
It's a South African company, yeah.
Right.
And first restaurant was in South Africa. Don't ask me how I know this, but
You've got a thing called macho peas in the UK, right? That's a side dish.
yeah, I'm not too keen on
Not,
that.
yeah, I thought they were a little bit too spicy.
Yeah, no, the
Unnecessary.
the ones for me, you get the starter of the hummus and pitta, and you put the peri peri drizzle on it.
That's clever.
And then you have the I usually have a butterfly chicken and chips, and then I have olives on the side, and then also
what do you do with the olives?
Coleslaw. You eat
Just at your own leisure.
Okay, sorry to
I
interrupt
like your
tasting
tactic.
talks
I like
with
your
Ed and Haim,
tactics.
but we have been told to mention that he is a musician.
Well,
Then
you are, but how do you get the energy to play?
I used to be. I used to be a musician. I'm now a spokesperson for Nando.
Here's the thing, loosely related to Nando's, because we have corn here, okay, as a side dish.
Yeah.
So do we.
I have a theory. Oh, you got it in the UK too. I couldn't remember if I had it over there.
We're going to beat you on every single front because it's our restaurant. Like that's our.
You're a chance to bust my theory. I have a theory that everyone in the world, like people have favourite foods they like, foods they don't like. No one in the world, according to me, doesn't like corn. Except then I was talking to your guys outside.
Yeah,
and
tour
they said
manager.
maybe you don't like corn.
That's only because I don't have corn with my Nando's. But the reason I don't usually have corn with my Nando's is I usually have Nando's in between promo things.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just have a big piece of corn stuck on my teeth.
So you do
while
like it
I'm-
still?
Yeah, of course.
The theory survives.
But I will eat it. I will eat it at the end of the day in my flat rather than
on
halfway
Ed-
through.
yep.
Yeah, because
For
like
Ed time.
Can I just say
You're
that
right.
this is
all
not
stuff you
endorsed
got-
by Nando's? Ellen's trip to Australia is endorsed by Swiss, but Ed's just come out and enjoying Nando's on his
Ellen-
own accord. Ellen DeGeneres, yeah.
Who is she sponsored by?
I think she's sponsored by a vitamin company.
Yeah.
Oh.
How do you think she gets all that energy to dance around the studio and occasionally chat to people?
Wait, I've got a friend that's sponsored by Vitamin Water, and she's minted at the moment just
Yeah.
because. Like, but who? I got that yesterday. I was like, "What the hell is dragon fruit? Does that actually exist?"
Apparently
It's amazing.
we saw a water that was infused with different flowers of Australia, but you can't taste
bush
them.
flowers. And here's my theory. It's because it just rains on the trees and then the water goes into the water table and they're sort of counting that as being just sort of diffused through
I
trees.
don't know, man. Like, whatever happened to orange juice? Why can't that just?
Great vitamin. Vitamin O. The only vitamin you ever need.
Ed's here, Ham, because he is.
Ed Sheeran versus every artist on our playlist.
Yes, starting
This kind of
off-
makes me sound like I'm just starting beef with everyone.
Yeah, it
Or
does.
just like,
This also makes it sound like you're in Street Fighter a little bit.
I'll just choose one artist and I'll just put it out there and say your mum. We'll see.
And the
We'll see where it
artist
goes
you've
from there.
chosen to say your mum to is
Taylor
in fact
Swift.
Taylor Swift at the moment.
Taylor Swift's mum gave me a gramophone actually when I was over there. It was a natural gramophone. It was made out of wood. It had no wires or anything, and it had like a little slot that you put your iPhone, and then
it's
there's
beautiful.
a hole in the bottom of the slot, and it kind of goes up and amplifies it. It's amazing.
I thought she almost gave you a Grammy for a second. It was like little
Well, no,
brass
she
one. She's
gave
got
it-
a lot of those.
She gave it to me because I hadn't won the Grammy. She was like, "But y'all can have this."
She's very sweet, isn't
She's
she?
lovely. She's
Yeah.
lovely. Yeah. She got me a scented candle as well that I dropped.
I think
And,
Taylor
yeah.
Swift's mum might have a crush on you. Ed.
Taylor
Scented candles.
Taylor Swift's mum's she's a really really nice woman. Really,
She is,
really cool.
yes.
We are
we've had
hearing that. Well, as a ballad to her, do you remember what her name is, to Mrs. Swift? Or?
I only call them Mrs. Swift.
Swift.
Yeah,
Well, you're a good,
yeah.
you're a
I'm
gentleman,
trying to be-
and she is from the south, and they appreciate
Yeah.
gentlemanly manners down there.
I Knew You Were Trouble's song. Ed's going to kick it off, and watch out for the point where Taylor Swift takes it away.
1, 2, 3. Once upon a time, a few mistakes ago, I was in your sights, you got me alone. You found me, you found me, you found me. And I guess you didn't care, and I guess I like that. But when I fell hard, you took a step back. Without me, without me, without me. And he's long gone when he's next to me. And I realize the blame is on me, 'cause I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now, flew me to places I've never been. Till you put me down, oh, I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now, flew me to places I've never been. And now I'm lying on the cold hard ground. Oh, oh, trouble, trouble, trouble. Oh, oh, trouble, trouble, trouble.
No apologies, he'll never.
Hamish Andy driving you home. Excited to have Ed Sheeran in the studio with us, and
Ed Sheeran versus every artist on our playlist.
talked it up a little bit. It's not every artist, but
do I have to go up against Flow Rider because he might squish me?
He is a big guy.
You say that,
he
but
demanded a chicken salad before going on when we had him on.
You've had some great stories for us. Taylor Swift's mum.
Yeah.
This is our one bit of,
In fact, a
lot of us have dropped Craig David's name, let's be honest.
Mate, even Craig David drops Craig David's name.
all the time.
A year ago, almost the day, we had him on to perform on the rooftop, and then he wasn't going on and we couldn't work out why, and we went down and he said, I want a warm chicken salad. If it doesn't come, I'm not going on.
Couldn't go with no energy to go because he delivers and whatever the calorie content of a chicken salad is. That's absolutely what he's expending on stage.
That's what he rides on.
So if he didn't have it, he couldn't have completed
Wouldn't have
the
had
show.
his flow on.
I didn't eat for a day the other day, and I went on stage, and I realised that when I was on stage, I was like, I haven't eaten. I'm actually quite hungry.
So
I got off stage for the encore, and I had a few bits of chocolate. And
one of the symptoms.
You're a little different than Flow Rider in that aspect.
One of the symptoms of not eating is hunger. But anyway, we went to a chicken salad, and he said, "Too late now. I want a banana." And we went, "All right, we're having enough of this. You're going to go."
He's
and
like a
play
3-year-old.
Yeah, I've heard some stories.
Do you go on stage and throw out a thick gold chain to the audience, and then after you've left, one of your hype men comes back in and snatches it off the lucky girl that received it?
But they usually break the person.
Yeah, that's right.
The other thing he did is request Cristal champagne. Everyone's like, oh my God, do we even have that in Australia? So we're like, dude, where do we go?
I've got a story for you, right?
He didn't even drink it. He sprayed it at the crowd. Get yellow.
You would, though. You would, I think. You would.
Or just ask us to get a Cristal sticker.
But my story is, right, I met a very, very rich lawyer in New York, and we were like going out afterwards to a pub. I'd just played a big radio gig with Taylor and Justin Bieber and all these people, and he was like, yo, we're gonna go out clubbing, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go to a pub with my friends. It's an Irish bar, you can come if you want. He's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna buy you 5 bottles of Cristal. We're gonna do this. And I'm like, okay, cool, safe. Like, yeah, just come. We'll be
play
there.
darts.
Anyway,
we're
we're in the pub. Me, my tour manager, my friends that were kind of playing that night, and we're having like a quiet drink and some chicken wings. And just from the bar, we hear this argument going on, like proper screaming, shouting argument. And we walk in, it's like, "What do you mean you don't do Cristal? What do you?" And they're like, "Well, we do 2 beers. We do Guinness and Heineken." He was like, "Yo, give me your finest beer." And they're like, "We do Guinness and Heineken."
I can do a blend for you.
But this guy is really safe. Actually, he came down to my New York show, and he brought me 4 bottles of Cristal. And I have to say, I did spray one.
Well, if you're getting given them by
mate, you have to. But I did it with someone filming me, like, because you can't just do it and tell people about it. You have to be like,
this is a bottle of Cristal, expensive bottle of champagne. Yeah, you got to. I'm
gonna pour it on the floor for my dead homies. And
every time I go into, it's such a good trick though to go, because I never want to order a bottle of Cristal because what if they have it and I have to pay all the money? Every time I'm in an Irish bar now, I'm going to start off with an order of Cristal.
Always. But then
I'll just have a Baileys.
Acts really indignant when so it makes you look like a big shot. Like you have it all the time. Yeah.
Well, I suppose. Do you have any other drinks? I don't even know if there's other drinks that exist. I'll have a Baileys.
Ed's taking on the playlist today, everyone. If you haven't heard this before, Ed normally starts out a song, and then the real song kind of chimes in halfway through. This one, Ed's just concentrating on the choruses of the world first Ham.
Yeah.
For anyone taking on the playlist, it's Macklemore, Same Love.
Can I just point out that I know what the song subject is about, but I sung the exact words.
Okay.
Because I thought if I changed it, it might kind of lose the meaning of the song.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Watch out when the chorus comes around. See if you can pick up Ed's actually playing. Hamish Andy.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay, cause I could draw. My uncle was, and I kept my room straight. I told my mom, tears rushing down my face. She's like, Ben, you've loved girls since before pre-K. Tripping. Yeah, I guess she had a point, didn't she? Bunch of stereotypes all in my head. I remember doing the math, like, yeah, I'm good at Little League. A preconceived idea of what it all meant. But those that like the same sex have the characteristics. The right-wing conservatives think it's a decision, and you can be cured with some treatment and religion. Man-made rewiring of a predisposition, playing God. Nah, here we go. America the brave, still fears what we don't know. And God loves all his children, it's somehow forgotten. But we paraphrase a book written 3,500 years ago. I don't know. And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. And I can't change, even if I tried. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. If I was gay, I would think hip-hop hates me. Have you read the YouTube comments lately?
Ed, you are a well-tatted man. As in, you're not tattooed man.
Yeah, but they're not like menacing tattoos, you know, like when people get sailors. I've got a cat and I've got gingerbread man.
Who is the cat? Because it actually looks a little bit like my cat.
Puss in
Boots,
yeah.
the actual character.
I've got a goat, but yeah, I had a conversation with my dad when I went home because he was like, I hate the fact you've got tattoos. And I said, look, Dad, in this industry, you can do 3 things that are bad. You can get tattoos, you can do cocaine, and you can label strippers. So this is the lesser of 3 evils. Yeah. Just accept it.
Or it's the only one I'm going to do at the kitchen table when I'm at home with Dad. Well, I can't stop having tattoos.
Cackling Jack, would you mind turning your microphone on? Hey, Cackling Jack's tattoos have been a cause of much, I suppose, conversation, debate, not just between Hamish and I, but all our listeners over the last 4 years. Would
These
you mind?
were purchased at a discount price while he was in Thailand when he was 20 years old.
Come around, Jack.
Yep. Before I show them to you, Ed, I just want to say my idea was, because I was in a band in high school that I'm not in anymore, but I was gonna have the sleeves and the shoulders and stuff eventually, but I only got the first ones done.
Album sales were going to pay for that.
The band was called Last Chance. They once played in a gym.
Turned out to be their last chance.
Wow.
The gym doors were closed.
That's what you're looking at.
So what's wrong with them? Swallow's mate for life. That's a love thing, right? No?
Jack?
Well, we just think that he kind of got them pointing into his crack.
Anus, yeah.
So it looks like they've lost. They're looking for worms.
No, they're plateauing out above.
Okay.
They're not really plateauing.
About 85% of people say that that's a female tattoo.
A lot of times they pop up on girls.
I mean that kind of is close to a Trump stamp, but the actual tattoo. The actual tattoo, I can understand, but...
And do you think if I did continue getting them and got all the shoulders and sleeves and stuff done, it would blend right in?
I just don't understand how you start a sleeve on your back.
I guess he was doing a hoodie.
Very strange tailoring.
He started with a belt.
Have you seen the tattoo of the dude that's got Pinocchio's face tattooed on his belly, but Pinocchio's nose is...
Wonderful.
Yes.
Just wonderful. Sometimes he's lying, sometimes he's not. Depends what the mood is. One sort of popular thing that seems to be going on at the moment is... Look, Joel Madden, he came out, he's doing...
he's the dude from Good Charlotte, right?
He's a bit of Good Charlotte stuff. He's going to buy a house here. Pink has come out going, yep, going to buy a house in Australia. Rita Ora comes out on the weekend and she's like, you know what, love Australia, going to buy a house. And it's beginning to look like if you travel to Australia and you're a musician, you're sort of under pressure to buy some of our property. Have you been looking?
I would move here within an instant if it wasn't halfway across the world.
Yeah, there's also the Nando's issue.
The reason I have my house where I have it is because it's right next to my parents, right next to all the kids that I grew up next to, and like all my mates. And I always have to have people around. You can get quite lonely.
Well, you can have Pink, you can have Rita Ora.
Yeah. So, am I saying no to the 2-bedroom flat I found you in Homebush, just outside the Sydney CBD?
Right near where the Olympics were.
I can't even drive. Why would I live outside Sydney?
Apparently, got train access.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of property around if you want to buy your mates and stuff a house.
Why is Rita moving here? That's
I don't know. It seems like she just got here and now she's thinking of grabbing a studio apartment. She
definitely jumped off the back of Madden.
I reckon if we looked at all Rita Ora's interviews all around the world, but Brussels, this is wonderful. I'm buying an apartment.
Pink's basically she's royalty here, right?
The Queen of Australia.
Yeah, she's the Duke Princess.
Do you know what? If stuff goes really, really well here, I might end up buying, but I don't have that kind of disposable cash at the moment where I go, do you know what? I'll buy a flat in Sydney that I'll never live in. Because when I'm here, I'm in Sydney for like one day, so I'll be there for one day and then I'll be in Melbourne and I'll be like, maybe it's time to go to my flat in Sydney that I never live in, and then I'd have to get a plane there and then it would cost more money.
At least it's more honest than the other guys, because until I see the deed, until I see the title from the Pinks and Rita, I feel like that's just a promotional stunt. Ed Sheeran, honest property decliner.
No, I mean, I I'd love to come on holiday here and stay here for like a month.
Not allowed. Absolutely not. You
Show
buy.
us the title deed. This is like Monopoly, just visiting.
Pretty excited, Ham. Last one of these.
Ed Sheeran versus every artist on our playlist.
And the artist we've chosen is Ed Sheeran for this last one. You're going to take on yourself. You're going to start.
I mean, this isn't a self-promotion thing at all. No, yeah.
Ed Sheeran playing Ed Sheeran, introducing Ed Sheeran.
Give Me Love's the song. Take it away, Ed.
Give me love like her. Cause lately I've been waking up alone. The pain splattered teardrops on my shirt. I told you I'd let them go. That I fight my corner and that tonight I'll call you after my blood turns into alcohol. No, I just wanna hold you and give a little time to me. We'll burn this out, we'll play hide and seek to turn this around. And all I want is the taste that your lips allow. Mama, give me love. Mama, well, give me love. Mama, well, give me love. Mama, well, give me love. Mama, give me love. Give me love like never before.
Hamish Andy driving you home. Ed Sheeran,
Beautiful.
thank you very much for spending the last 40 minutes with us. Incredible playing skills, particularly taking on yourself. Good luck.
That was probably the most difficult one.
Yeah, exactly.
Mate, we loved having you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hamish and Andy.
Haim, I just wanted to interrupt our regular broadcasting for the moment, just to tell you about Amy.
I know about them.
Oh, yeah? Tell me about them.
Well, they sponsor and partner with us to produce the podcast.
Yep.
So they do a lot of podcasts. You know, maybe not, people haven't heard of that many of them, but, you know, Car Chat, Windscreen Weekly, and a lot of cool stuff
Which
like
is
that.
weird. Windscreen Weekly is actually monthly, which I thought was a weird.
Back in the 70s when podcasting was just new, it was
a
monthly.
week.
And
Oh, yeah.
they wanted to go weekly, but...
Anyway, well, they're focusing...
Windscreen information never really got popular enough to justify weekly. Don't give us the wrap-up, Jack.
It focuses on things of our lives at the moment, though.
That's the other thing Amy's running at the moment. I mean, everyone knows their ads have been going for 40 years, and at the moment, you could win 10 grand if you submit your idea or your real ding of your life to their Facebook page.
Yeah, the best story of your ding.
Yeah.
You've got that idea there, and that story
Could
there.
be from the 80s. Little did you know, in 2013, actually came back to make you a cool 10,000 clams.
Go to their
at an
Facebook
exchange
page.
rate of
Go to their Facebook page to check it out.
$1 a clam.
Look, so much Ed Sheeran fun. We were chock full of Ed, and he's left now. If you just missed it, it'll be in the podcast, hamishandy.com. Ed Sheeran taking on the playlist, starting out every song. Taylor Swift was in there, Macklemore.
Wonderful.
Impossible by James Arthur.
We thought we'd give him this one off.
Yes.
He's left the building.
Yeah.
This is now the songs taking on themselves. So you can't tell any difference.
But, hey, you and I haven't had a chance to catch up because we've been catching up with, you know, a great singer from Britain.
Catching up with a wonderful young man who's very talented on the old musical stick and platform.
Yeah.
But guitar.
Guitar, the musical stick, yeah.
Musical and platform is the base.
I think Lagerphone would probably be technically the most
he drinks
musical
a lot.
stick. No.
Oh, I thought you were thinking of a new nickname for Ed Sheeran because he's always singing about being drunk.
No.
Here he is, the human Lagerphone.
Really good too.
I hope this is on in the elevator and he's going, oh, they were so nice to my face. And they called me the Lagerphone as I was leaving the building. No, I know what you're saying. The musical stick would be a
Lagerphone. Yeah, we know that bottle top's nailed into
Absolutely,
a stick.
Completely understand what you're talking about now.
Under no circumstance did I call our special guest Ed Sheeran.
And I only
Lagerphone.
accidentally thought you did. What we're trying to say is this is what happens when Andy and I don't get a chance to catch up. We're on the wrong page,
Yes.
and we accidentally think the other one's slagging off probably the biggest artist in the world.
Yes, let's get on that page over Jazz straight after this. Hamish and Andy.
Hey, Endo. Just letting you know that I now accept Visa PayWave. You know, the little thing where you can wave your card and you don't have to sign anymore?
Yeah, but
Just if you need to give me any money,
hang on, you need the machine. I can't just wave
I can
it.
get one.
What, you're going to get a machine so I could just...
Just if you need. It's convenient. If you need to give me money.
Thank you.
Do you want to give me money?
No, thanks. Hey, Ham.
Mm-hmm.
You know when you're in a spa that has a pool attached?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
that's my Thursdays, man.
no, when one is in that situation,
Yeah.
often the spa gets too hot and someone goes, hey, how about we jump in the pool?
Oh, yeah, good fun.
Yeah. And then you jump in the pool and it's all cold. And you're like, oh, no, the pool's cold. And you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
back in and your whole body is tingling. That kind of weird tingling sensation.
That is the sensation I give you when.
No, I reckon
hanging out
that's
with me.
how it would feel to have a whole body cold sore. But just the symptoms of it.
Disgusting, yes. Hey, Endo.
Yeah.
You know how you're not meant to accept lollies and candy from strangers? That's
Yeah.
one of the big rules of your kid. And the theory on that is if you accept the candy from them, they can grab your wrist and they can drag you into a
That's not
car.
the
That was the video we saw when we were kids.
Video I saw was that they're doing it as a trust mechanism. They do it like 3 days in a row.
No, the one we saw was like, hey, come here, we'll give you some lollies. And they're over at the car and you're like, oh, free lollies. And you go over and then they just grab you and chuck you in the back.
Yeah.
Anyway, my point being, I think by the time you're like, 20,
Yeah.
you can just get the lollies because you could probably overpower them.
They have.
Yeah. I just think you never get
I'm
told.
not convinced anyone should go for the lolly.
You never get told to stop thinking that. I realised today that I still wouldn't take lollies from the strangers. Then I went, hang on a sec, I could easily beat them.
Although as being a bit older, I reckon I'd inquire what type of lolly because I'm a bit more picky in my older years.
Snatch and run.
Hey, Ham.
Yeah.
I've lost sleep over the last few nights.
Oh, no.
Worried that they're going to commission a Zoolander 2 and it's just not going to be as good.
I think they're doing it. Well, back to bed for me. Hey, Ando.
Yeah.
Traditionally, unicorns are white, right? Whenever you see a unicorn on a film, it's white.
Yeah. I find some films quite interesting because they go for a more realistic looking unicorn, so it's like a greyish or like a more of a horse type colour.
The thing is, it seems to me from like medieval times and stuff, there's always like a glowing light and they're white and they've got a gold horn.
Yeah.
If they were to exist, here's the amazing thing though. That means that if one ran across your path and you saw this white unicorn, you'd be like, oh, amazing. It could have been an albino. But if you didn't get a chance to see its eyes and see if they were red or not, you might have even seen an albino unicorn, which is amazing on top of impossible.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought
So it's just isn't that annoying that you'll never know if you just saw a regular unicorn or an albino because they're all white animals.
Great. Another thing for me to lose sleep over.
Just saying.
Yeah,
you'd be robbed. So if you go back and you said to me, saw a unicorn, and I'd be like, incredible. Little did you know it was an albino unicorn, which is going to be the most incredible thing ever.
Yeah, well,
just look at its eyes is probably my advice to you. You see a unicorn, make sure you check for the red eyes, because if it does have red eyes, that's astonishing.
Would you be more astonished if you saw a black unicorn or an albino unicorn?
Well, it could just be a regular white one.
But I'm saying if you saw a black...
albino. Red eyes, white body, phenomenal.
I know, but you're more likely to see like a majority of unicorn looking like
not
that.
With the red eyes.
I know, not with the red eyes, but a black one. Wow.
I don't know. If it's dark, how do you even know it's a unicorn?
Just a horse with a cornetto on his
forehead. Witch's hat. No, that would be a witch horse. Look, we're probably at the limit here, guys. It's Monday afternoon. You've done too much today to warrant this continuing.
Sorry. HamishAndy.com. Anything you may have missed today, including Ed Sheeran taking on the playlist. HamishAndy.com. The podcast is there. We'll catch you later.
Have a good one.
That was the Hamish and Andy Show podcast, powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.